Mickey's 10 Commandments for Imagineers, written originally by Marty Sklar himself, are amazing guidelines for creating the Disney magic we know and love so much. They also apply perfectly to creating amazing marketing. In this episode, we're going to talk about numbers 6 through 10 of Mickey's 10 Commandments for marketing. Stay tuned. Welcome to Marketing the Magic, our weekly show and community for business owners, marketers, and agency owners focused on practical digital marketing lessons inspired by the Disney parks, movies, marketing, and more. This week is the second episode discussing Mickey's 10 Commandments and how to apply them to our marketing. As we mentioned last week, Mickey's 10 Commandments were created by Marty Sklar, a Disney legend, literally, to help Imagineers keep in mind the founding principles of their success. In the first episode covering this topic, we discussed Commandments 1 through 5, and this week we'll wrap up with numbers 6 through 10. Those commandments are number 6, avoid overload; number 7, tell one story at a time; number 8, avoid contradictions; number 9, for every ounce of treatment, provide a ton of treat; and number 10, keep it up. Let's dive into it. Commandment number 6 is to avoid overload. As business owners, marketers, or both, it's our job to know everything there is to know about the problems our customers face and the solutions that we offer to those problems. Because of that, it can be incredibly tempting to dump all of that knowledge on our audience of potential customers through our marketing. But there are a few things we must keep in mind. First is that most people today have incredibly short attention spans. Second, keeping a stranger's attention is an even harder issue to deal with. And third, many of our potential customers may not even know what their problem is yet. So they're definitely not ready to be blasted with everything we might know about it. So keep this commandment in mind always in your marketing. Avoid overload. Keep it short and sweet. Commandment number 7 is to tell one story at a time. One of the attractions that never was at Disneyland was originally thought up by Walt himself, and it was called Edison Square. It was going to be a whole side street off of Main Street, USA, and it was meant to feature a series of staged sets exploring the history and development of the use of electricity. The project never got off the ground at Disneyland, but it did inspire an attraction at the 64-65 World's Fair that we can still enjoy today, in fact. But there was a problem. The partner for the attraction, who was General Electric, wanted to simplify the story for such a venue as the World's Fair, and they were right. Walt's team focused on getting the most people through the attraction that they could, and on telling the story of electricity in our homes specifically. And the attraction was a hit. What's it called today? The Carousel of Progress. Keep this in mind in your marketing as well. It goes back to attention span and the idea of telling the story we can when we have the chance. Keep it clear, logical, and concise. Commandment number 8 is to avoid contradictions. Now, this lesson can be applied virtually across the board in our marketing. It can mean ensuring that our tone or voice is consistent across marketing channels. Posts on Facebook should match the tone of our website, which should match the language of our pay-per-click ads and landing pages, and so on. More importantly, though, I try to keep this in mind at a sort of higher level. It can be easy to lose focus on who the brand is and who its real target audience is when you're just testing things out or trying to find traction with a stubborn channel. That's something I'll definitely be talking more about in the future, by the way. We should always focus on maintaining brand identity and avoiding needless contradictions in every piece of marketing we release into the world. Mickey's commandment number 9 for marketing is, for every ounce of treatment, provide a ton of treat. Now, this one can be a bit trickier to figure out at first glance, but it's one of the most important for marketers. One of Walt's edicts for the theme parks was that while it was great to educate guests, they should never feel like that was the case. They should learn while having a blast experiencing exceptional attractions and stories. Or, as Mr. Sklar so perfectly points out, A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Particularly if your business or client is focusing on inbound or content marketing, please keep this commandment in mind at all times. We generate a ton of content that teaches our prospective customers a wealth of information that they need, but it does not have to be dry, boring, black text on a white background. Wherever you can, in any kind of marketing, find a way to make the experience interesting and feel less like studying for a big test. And our final commandment, number 10 of Mickey's 10 commandments for marketing, is to keep it up. Mr. Sklar was referring here to the legendary maintenance of the Disney theme parks. If you find peeling paint or a broken down attraction or trash in the streets at one of the Disney parks, it is a very strange day indeed. Disney spends exceptional effort and money in keeping up the appearance and functioning of the Disney parks. Walt said it best, we have to keep plussing our show because if we lose them, it will take 10 years to get them back. Now, this commandment can be applied in a couple of ways to our marketing. First, we must stay on top of any problems that crop up in our marketing channels. The website has to stay up, the links should all work, to, from, and within the website. Ads need to be checked to be sure that links still behave and conversions are still tracked, and so on. But we must also stay on top of testing. Always be testing. Never grow complacent and forget about a campaign that's performing well today. It may stop performing at all tomorrow, and then you just have a dead campaign weighing down your marketing efforts and even potentially harming your branding for no good reason at all. Keep it up. And that's going to wrap up our 2 episodes discussing Mickey's 10 commandments for marketing. If you want even more amazing details about Mickey's 10 commandments, I highly suggest you pick up the book from Mr. Sklar himself, One Little Spark, Mickey's 10 Commandments and the Road to Imagineering. I also hope you'll join us live on Wednesday or catch the replay when it's posted soon after on Facebook or YouTube, so you can join us in discussing the practical implications of Commandments 6 through 10 that we covered today. For more information on our weekly live discussion stream, just visit mtm.live. If you liked this episode, we'd very much appreciate your feedback, and we post a new one every week. So be sure to subscribe for more marketing magic and, of course, Disney content. I hope to see you online real soon. Thanks.